weaker coaches are booking you is not the algorithm. The real reason why weaker coaches are booking is on the algorithm. I know it's popular rhetoric online to go like, oh, when you're not, maybe there's a shadow ban on you. Maybe the algorithm is not familiar with your type of content. Maybe it has not yet picked your video. It's beyond that. And when it comes to algorithm in 2026, right, any time from 2024 going, the algorithm overall have gotten so good because of AI and the transcription power in AI. The algorithm are able to understand fully your video sentence by sentence. It's beyond the idea of having tags or keywords or structure the video in a certain way. If your video can, if the algorithm knows that the person is solving, how can I start a business with $100, right? The algorithm is able to look at all the videos that have been made out there about starting a business and go deeper and go like, who are those who have made videos about starting a business with $100, and then who has been able to solve this problem so well based on the watch history of the viewer. He can do it that way. It wasn't possible some few years ago. So that level of detail tells you that if you actually, that's why I'm very confident in my content. I'm not moved. I'm not pressured to follow in something that anybody is doing. And the core of it, which is how the algorithm one, which is making sure that the video a video is going to who is meant to go. That specific person. So the idea of now chasing more views and clicks is not wrong, but it should come to the level where we actually want to target the video to a specific person having a specific problem and deliver a specific promise to that particular person. So it is common, right? Of coaches earning $5,000 in a month, all right, and to say that a less experienced peer or somebody is actually booking more than them in a category where they used to lead or where they intend to lead. All right. So this isn't a visibility problem. It's a trust conversion problem. I want you to keep that in mind. Trust. Trust will be a very big word in this webinar. So it's a trust conversion problem. And it is bigger than your content calendar. So just stopping the whole conversation to, my content is not on this particular platform, my content needs to go this way, is beyond that. So you assume that the gap is about how much you post, how polished you look, and how big your following is, but it isn't, right? Someone with a fraction of your expertise is booking more costs on you. In the 8 seconds, it takes a stranger to judge them. That's the thing. So in that short time when it takes where somebody has to make a judgment about your content, can they tell instantly who it is for, that, okay, this is for me? Can they tell exactly what changes for them? What would this thing deliver for them? And then why should they believe it in terms of evidence that's been provided? So your content may even be answering all these 3 questions, but answering them in the wrong way isn't a problem. So even the order in which it's being answered needs to be dealt with, and even the speed at which those things are being answered need to be dealt with. All right. So why this is bigger than it looks? So for you, maybe somebody hearing this may look at, okay, this is just solving all these 3 questions and answer them in the right sequence. But it's beyond that. If you look at how deep the problem has gotten, the solution may not seem like such a simple thing. If you do not truly understand it, you would think that it's just such a simple thing. So just hold on, just stick to the video and then you understand it clearly. So this isn't one week post or one bad week. So it's a structural problem. So it's something that is deep into your content, deep into your booking page, your landing page. It is deep into some of the past content that you've put out there. And the funny thing is that it actually compounds. It's beyond just what you see here. So I want to give you like 2 coaches, right? Same expertise, same week. What happens in there? So coach A, which may be, you right now having much more experience than that new coach booking way more than you. And then, so coach A says that, I'm here to actually help ambitious professionals unlock their next level. That's his statement. That's Coach A's statement. I'm here to help ambitious professionals unlock their next level. So what happens with that? What happens? People scroll past, right? They read it as something anyone could have written. Everybody can try to say that. Nobody is in here to make any professional life worse. So everybody inherently, automatically is there to actually make any professional life better or move them to the next level. Nobody put a signboard out there that I want to make professional life worse for anybody, be it a coach or even the random Joe walking on the streets. And then Coach B takes a different route. So what does Coach A end up having? Two bookings in a week, or just very few bookings. And then what does Coach B what does he do? What does he do? So he may come into the market with less experience than Coach A. Maybe just in 3 years. And then he says something like, for mid-level managers about to, so this is a statement, right? What is seen in his profile. That he's helping is there for mid-level managers about to be passed over for promotion. Again, think about how that hits. So he's not just there for mid-level managers, right? He's not just there for any type of worker in the first place in the company, whether it's CCU or beginning managers, right? He's there for mid-level managers specific. And then once again, about to be passed over for promotion. That's again going over that pain. So they know these people are people that know when they see this line, they can quickly remember the time of despair, the time of which were the time where it seems like they were about to be promoted, it never happened, where they were given an excuse, where somebody less experienced came in there, the time of disappointment that they had. So all this is put in that one statement. So if you can put it in a way, it's how to make people feel the most and the most personal experience, personal emotions within a short time, right? We just few words. That's the magic of it. So what happens is for the Coach B is that people instantly recognize and that this is actually for them, and it actually feels written for one reader, not everybody. It feels very personal. And the irony of this is that what happens is Coach B, who seems to have streamlined and to have focused himself for just a few people, end up booking way more than Coach A. And that seems a bit weird for Coach A. It goes like, so what am I doing wrong? So you're about to find out what exactly you are doing wrong. So before you fix anything, right? A quick application, something quick that you want to do before you go ahead and fix anything. So you want to actually like size your leak. Know exactly how much you are leaking, how much you are losing. If you are taking the Coach A approach, right, and it seems more like you, or maybe you are doing Coach B, but you didn't go so deep. You didn't go so deep, right? And you can see when I read this Coach B example, you see how deeply you can even go. And maybe you've even been thinking of going deeply. So this may be your time to actually like decide, okay, I want to streamline and create more trust for a specific target audience. But the first thing you want to do, you want to pull your last 10 posts, and not just the ones that you are the most proud of, not just the ones you feel like, oh, this was actually great. So you want to treat yourself as a stranger. So pick your last 10 posts and then look at it from the eyes of a stranger. The things that a stranger will see first when they come on your profile. And then for each one of them, time yourself. How long, so you can have a timer on your phone, right? Every phone has a timer. You can pick your smartphone or maybe your laptop and they start to time your tablet, whatever you use, right? Time yourself. So if you time yourself, how long does it take for you to know that this is actually for who it is for? Right. So we saw when I was reading Coach B statement, right? You can call it a purpose statement or a market statement or whatever you can call it. Different ways to call it. That's something that I read for Coach B. It didn't take me long for me to actually know who this was for. And I don't think it also took you long to actually understand, because the words were so aligned in such a way that they actually hit right there. You know whether you are the person or you know who it is for. So if it takes you less than 3 seconds to actually go to recheck maybe the post, and it takes you less than 3 seconds to know who exactly this is for, right? This may not be what will work for your market, right? This may not have been working, and this is what's the problem. So if it takes more than 3 seconds, it means that piece is losing bookings before the idea even lands. And you posted it so that you can get bookings. Right? Sometimes people get on social media because everybody is on social media. But those who actually make the most out of it, like they have a very mathematical and very economic look at it. Every post should move the needle forward, should move things forward, should get you more booking, should get you closer to, should be a touch point that get you closer to that place where the client books a call and then book you for a session or book you for a contract. Right. The third thing that you want to do, you want to count how many make a specific promise versus a general one. You understand why we are just looking asking you to assess yourself based on those three things along the line. So help you grow is general, but then get a promotion you were passed over for the last cycle is very specific. Or get a promotion that you've been waiting for is how they call it, is way more specific than just helping you grow in general. So kind of very specific to what you want to address in the market. So you already know what to face, and we'd love to help you. We'd love to help you. If you care for that, we'd love to help you personally, help guide you in that particular process. That's what we can provide. All right, and maybe do it for you. Deliver all these changes and get it done for you as well. But again, you have a free call with us to get that done. All right, so this webinar gave you the root diagnostic, not a teaser. So a free 15-minute discovery call is the fastest way to apply the authority gap framework to your actual niche. So we help you quickly get into the application of that and kind of know exactly what you are dealing with. So just an extra stretch from this very webinar. So your actual content and your actual numbers will actually help us with that. All right, so you can check the link in the description to book the call. Right, we would love to hear from you. I would love to see you. And if you do use or apply this in your business and you do have testimonial, you do have a change, reach out to us. We'd love to hear you. That's a way of thinking us. And if it's also your first time here, make sure you subscribe, share this video with another coach, become a member of our community. Support however you can support. That would be great to have with you. Again, if you're just watching a clip, make sure you just watch the entire webinar as well together. And in the next webinar, we'll talk about something also that you want to be part of, you want to know. So why are you posting more than ever and getting fewer clients inquiries than last year? Right, so you did so much more last year, you got so many results, but even this time you decided to post more. Why does it seem like you're not getting more clients in this very year, despite the fact that you're doing more? And I know this type of pain. I've been there. So you know the 5 layers. Now next, what happens is that we go after the volume trap directly. Here we tackle the volume traps in a very slight and random way, discredited it completely, but here we're going to tackle it. So why more content without facing the layers makes the ratio worse, not better, and what to do instead. So here we talk about the visibility verdict, and here will really help you deal with that. All right. Thank you once again for being a part of this. I'm glad you actually enjoyed this, and I look forward to hearing your stories and also hearing from you. Bye bye, and see you in the next webinar.